Hey, I'm coming to you this week with my friend Diana, and she and I are Dr. Amen brain health coaches. And we get together once a week and we just do a little clash where we just have a good conversation about some issues that we have going on and that we feel is very important to us. And we know that it could be very important to y'all as well. So, Diana, you know, kind of tell me what you were thinking about when you were talking to me about high intensity interval training. I'm
Yeah,
really
well,
curious about
I went on a quest for the same reason as you. I for, I've been struggling with my um, glucose since 2016, and that's 5 years. And um, it is not simple. And what we learned, during this last year as we charted what we ate and, our glucose,
that.
and I learned that it was not the food that I was eating. It's not just about food in, food out. It didn't equal. And I was treated I was diagnosed at the Amen Clinic because when I went through the program, um, I was already a functional medicine coach and had done the Dale Bredesen for prevention of Alzheimer's and the reversal of cognitive decline. But when the opportunity came to take the Amen course, I jumped on it. And there were 50 lectures, as you know. And on
Mhm.
the third lecture, I picked up the phone before the lecture was even over. And I said, I need to really know what is going on with my brain. And I had been tested at Restore Wellness and ADD had shown up. And here I was with the Amen Clinic. And I thought I had five out of the six forms of ADD as I was going through it. And I do. I have issues with various parts of my brain due to the trauma experienced as a child. And so the main diagnosis was PTSD from developmental trauma. But what I've learned is that it's not PTSD, just, it's not just the triggers, it's the adrenaline. And I have lived on adrenaline my whole life. I'm so passionate and I just pull that, and I have a lot of fear from my adverse childhood experiences. And I push through those fears. Um, I just push through because I'm passionate about what I do. And it depletes me more and more and more. And so I started looking at adrenaline and realizing that, um, I found the work of Michael Platt, who says that there's no adrenal fatigue, it's mitochondrial fatigue, and it's driven by adrenaline. I went, oh, praise. But
Right.
what do I do now? Well, I have to learn a gentler way of living. And I practice mindfulness to be a gentler way of living, a gentler way of dealing with all the fears that I deal with on a daily basis. And I have to learn a gentler way of being with my body when I exercise. And I found the work actually with my daughter. She trains for marathons, and she's the one that told me about the work of Phil Maffetone. And instead of using 220, I learned about aerobics back in, well, Cooper wrote his book, Aerobics. There was no aerobics before 1968 when he wrote his book. And his center was just blocks from where I lived. And it's just huge, beautiful place. And I studied exercise physiology in 1970 and 71 at Texas Women's University when I was getting my degree. And we used 220. That was the magic number. So we took
Right. For
220,
cardio, right.
subtracted our age, and that's where we were supposed to go.
Mhm.
And but if you have compromised mitochondria, they cannot produce the brain energy that you need for your body. And that's going to show up in not having enough energy to burn the food that we eat. It's going to show up as brain fog. It's going to show up as cancer. The mitochondria don't have the energy. So if you whip them, it's like whipping a horse that's too tired. Now, do I need to move? Absolutely. I've got to keep moving because movement is life. Everything that's alive moves. But I need to be between 100 and 110. And so I have created a happy dance for myself. And I do it at least once a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And it's just to feel my body.
Keep moving, huh?
And because I need to, the opposite of fear is love. The opposite of fear is joy. The opposite of fear is play. So I play, I make myself play in the morning, first thing, and seeing if that has any effect on the adrenaline. That I'm sleeping better through the night because the adrenaline and cortisol sometimes peak in the night, but
Right.
I'm sleeping better, so maybe it's working. I'll let you all know in a couple of weeks.
So I know one thing you said, you instead of taking the 220 and
Yeah.
then subtracting your age, you said something about 180.
Yeah, the number is 180. This is the maffetone number, is 180 minus your age.
Right.
And that makes it 100 for me, 110. And if you have compromised mitochondria, anything that if you're overweight,
Pre-diabetic.
and a lot of coaches, when you go to the gym and you're overweight, they work you the same way they would a person who was top fit, and that's not the way to go. It just
No.
is damaging to the energy mechanism in your body. So
Right.
so it's, yeah, so I have to take 10 more. So my range is 100 because of my adrenal fatigue, which according to Dr. Platt is just fatigue from too much adrenaline. And he also mentioned eczema and psoriasis and all, the skin tags. There are a lot of signs that say you've got too much adrenaline going. And just like we have the power to control our food, we can impact our body, and we can be gentler and kinder and more loving, and give ourselves what we need. And we can be, we can monitor ourselves and love ourselves. And so,
Well, I think I really, think it's awesome to hear that because, I've always been, very athletic and pushed myself and,
mhm,
just kept going and thinking, well, I have to be like I was in my 20s.
yeah,
And there's a difference too as we age, that goes along with all of this too, that we need
yeah,
to look at that. And I think it's important, to share that with us. So I'm good to know.
yeah. So we'll let you know how it goes. These issues that we discuss are not easy issues, and they don't have, there is no cookie cutter. This has worked for me. This will work for you. Works for everyone. No, we
No.
are each unique with our own issues. And, but, we have commonalities. Taking care of ourselves is going to look different, but it's the same for everybody. That part is the same.
It's
Yeah.
the same. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being with us. We hope you
Yeah. Thank
enjoyed
you
our
very
show,
much.
and
Yeah.
we look forward to
See
next
you
week.
next week. Yep.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.